The cooker is a 2-burner cooker, one slightly larger than the other. You can light it either with the spark generator or with the matches. It doesn't have a self-igniter. If you want hot water, then put the kettle on and fill up this urn. And then that will store the water hot for quite some time, so that you can use it for washing up and just generally for making hot drinks. Above the cooker is the vent. There's a little twiddly knob, but there's actually something to hold on to, so the whole arm moves to lift the vent right the way up, and obviously back the other way. Please make sure that it is closed fully when you drive away, because otherwise the wind can damage the vent. Below the cooker is the fridge. The fridge works on both 12 volt and 240 volt electric. If you've got it plugged in on the mains electric from the site, then make sure that it is turned off up on the switch panel. Otherwise you're wasting battery for no reason. When you're using the fridge, if it's on mains, not a problem, it will keep things really cold and the light will work in the fridge, and it's just like an ordinary fridge but silent. When it's on 12 volts, it's running off its own battery, but when the battery becomes low, it will automatically cut off and will only cut back in again when the solar panel is charged it enough to get back up to a voltage. So the fridge will cut in and out all the time. Therefore, it only acts as a cool box, not a real fridge. And obviously during the night time, when there's no sunshine, it's not going to be working for most of the night.
Yep.
Up here we've got the switch panels above the wardrobe. This is the solar controller, and the voltage readout here is for the main battery. The voltage readout here is for the fridge battery, and so if you've got the fridge on 12 volt electrics, this readout will go up and down, up and down, up and down as it cuts in and out. We've got two USB charging points here and a 12 volt cigarette lighter type socket here. There's also two USB charging points here that work directly off the solar panel, so they'll only work when the sun is shining. Below here we've got the various switches, so the fridge, the water pump, which will turn the water on for both the kitchen sink and the bathroom basin. The toilet fan, which you'll normally have on all the time, that's the extractor fan for the damp air inside the toilet box. The kitchen 12 volt socket turns on the 12 volt socket, which is underneath the mains power on the kitchen side, and again there are USB charging points and a 12 volt power socket there. The battery charger you can actually view through this little hole underneath the jump seat, so that you can see that it's actually working and see what it's doing. It is a smart charger, so you can leave it on all the time when you're on mains power. If you're not on mains power, no point in turning it on because it's not doing anything. We've also got a digital TV here. It runs on 12 volt and 240 volt. All the electrical goodies are stored in this little box here, so that would be the 12 volt power for the TV. Runs off a tiny little aerial which is magnetic. You can stick it up on the roof or stick it against the metal inside till you get a decent signal. Every time you stop at a site you're likely to have to retune the TV, because I've found even if you go about a mile down the road you need to retune. And there's a remote for the TV to operate it. The 240 volt electric is stored behind the toilet. It's this blue cable here. There's 25 meters of it. That end goes into the site supply, and the end with the flap on goes into the van. This is the point for putting in the electric. lift it up, lift the flap, and the flap goes over the top of the socket, and then it slides in like that. To release it, you need to push down that blue tab there, and then it will come out. What it's doing is lifting the lock